Hey guys, I've heard a lot of good analysis of why the Democrats attacked Trump and they weaponized the DOJ to raid his house. But I think everybody's missing the real reason, and I'm going to share that with you. And I'm going to give you some ideas how we win this battle that's going on. But first, I just want to share a real quick thing with you. The other night I did a video and my grandson was with me, and you might be wondering why I had him in the video. So I got home from work and he was here and we're hanging out playing dinosaurs, and I said, Jack, I got to make a video now. He's like, okay, and he hops up on the chair. He just assumed he's going to hang with me while I make the video. And I said, okay, just be quiet. So he was being silly, pretending he was a cat making cat noises, which was cool because, cats are a lot quieter than when he pretends he's a dinosaur. Then it would have been too loud for me to make the video. But then after the video, I said, okay, Jack, I got to go to the bank. He goes, okay, I love the bank, Pops. Gigi, I'm going to the bank with Pops. He just assumed he was coming to the bank, so I took him with him, and then I took him to Publix. I had to pick up a few things. But he just assumed that he was with Pops. He's going to do whatever Pops was doing, which was cool. I love him. It was a blessing. And it just reminded me, sometimes I assume things. Like when I first became a Catholic, I knew even when I vigorously debated Catholics as a Protestant, I knew one thing. Every Catholic I knew was pro-life. When I went to an abortion mill, 90% of the people out there were Catholics. If someone was sidewalk counseling these women, trying to help these women, 100% of the times it was a Catholic. So then, when I started talking, about Trump when he was running for re-election, I just assumed everybody watching me was Catholic and they were Republican. And a lot of people weren't. And I was like, kind of shocked. Call me naive, but I never once met a Catholic that would say they were pro-abortion. I'm sure they're out there. But a lot of them said they were Democrats. Well, you got to look at the whole picture. So what I want to say is to every Catholic out there, if you're Catholic, you're pro-life. I mean, if you're not pro-life, then stop pretending you're Catholic. So for every pro-life Catholic out there, we got to win this battle. And if I can't get you to agree to vote for pro-life candidates, you need not at least give your money to pro-abortion companies. So if you're buying or selling real estate, if you are a Catholic Christian, please go to realestateforlife.org, realestateforlife.org, and you'll get a pro-life realtor, and your money will only go to pro-life organizations. Now, getting to the point of the video. I know your minds are blown. Any thinking American, whether he's a Republican or Democrat, if you have half a brain, you know what happened today was one of the worst things that ever happened in American history. They raided a political opponent's house, a former president of the United States, raided his home. But why did they do it? I'm going to give you the real reason, but just let me bring you up to date, the magnitude of what we're talking about. This happened. I have friends, literally, I worked with a guy from South America today. I have friends from Venezuela, friends from Cuba, and they voted for Trump because they seen the Biden and the Democrats, how they were talking. These guys from here, freshly here, a couple years. And they said the Democrats remind them of the socialist regimes, the authoritarian regimes that they escaped from. And when this happened, they said, this is scary, Rob. This happens in South America. We didn't think this happened in North America. We didn't think this happened in the United States of America. This is scary. And, the Democrat talking heads will say, oh, well, they got a judge's approval, so they had to have some evidence. Well, the judge was a low-level, nobody judge who used to be a prosecutor, resigned from prosecuting so he could be the defense lawyer for Epstein. Remember Epstein? For Epstein's workers who were being charged with pedophilia. So he defended these pedophiles. He's also a major donor to the Democrat Party. It's on record, major Democrat. So this was a total political witch hunt. They're trying to destroy this man because what they're saying, and when it comes to the Democrats, and the DOJ that's weaponized by these socialists, it's very easy to tell when they're lying. Just look to see if their lips are moving. They're lying. So I don't know what they're saying, what's true and what's not. But what they're trying to say is the National Archives, the White House Presidential Archives, is saying that he has some papers. Every president, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Obama, they've all taken things they shouldn't have taken. And it's such a low-level crime, they never go after it. That's number one. And they say, well, it might have classified information. He's the president of the United States. He classifies and declassifies whatever he wants. Basically, all I got to do is say, this is not classified. Boom, and it's not classified. So that's totally bogus, and they know this. But they know if they could get some judge, some partisan judge, to convict them of this crime, the statutes for taking papers from the White House that you're not supposed to, part of the punishment is you can never run for office again. Okay? That's part of the reason, but that's not the real reason. I'm going to tell you the real reason. Trust me. I'm going to tell you the real reason, and once I tell you, you're going to say, amen. He's right. He nailed it. That's part of the reason. They're afraid of him because even their partisan polls, even their liberal polls are showing that Trump destroys anybody. All you got to do is look at Trump's economy, life under Trump, life under a Democrat. Whether it's Biden, Kamala Harris, whoever they run against them, Trump will win. And they know this. They're afraid of this man. They got to stop this man. So that is their political motivation. I mean, just think about it. Number one, when the DOJ subpoenas people and they want papers, even like a regular guy like me, if I cooperate, if I have a lawyer cooperate and give him the papers, they're not going to raid my house. Never mind the president, a former president of the United States, they went in with 30 guys with weapons. This was a show of power to say they're in control, they can do whatever they want. This was total show of power because the lawyers for him said we were cooperating, we were giving them the papers they wanted. We gave them over 1,500 papers, and they want more. We said we would give them the rest. Compare that to someone in the establishment. You see, Trump was anti-establishment. He was upsetting all their little schemes, all their money making. You know, like Nancy Pelosi and her husband, all their insider trading. Mitch McConnell, both sides, Republicans and Democrats. Mitch McConnell's business he did with China. Trump put America first, and they said that's racist. Trump wanted to make America great again. They said that's racist. Because they wanted to make themselves great. They wanted to make themselves rich. So this is their motivation, but this still isn't the real reason. I'm going to get to the real reason soon. Very soon. But even Hillary Clinton, part of the establishment, she couldn't declassify information. She had top secret information. Comey said what she did was totally against the law. The FBI director said it's totally against the law. She had top secret information on private servers that were hacked by the communists. We know this. And then when they asked for her emails, they know that she used bleach bit. This is a chemical that the mafia uses in Jersey. When they want to get rid of evidence from the FBI, they bleach bit their computers. And then on top of that, she smashed them with hammers. She was definitely hiding 30,000 emails. She didn't want them to see. We never seen them. They did never raid her house. They never raided her house. They never charged her. Come on. Come on, man. Think about that. So we know this is a political hit job. But that's not the real reason. I'm going to tell you the real reason. I watched the video today of a New Age chick doing a New Age ceremony. She built and she was teaching her followers how to build an abortion altar. You heard me right. An altar. An abortion altar. And I seen her kneel down and pray at that altar. And she said, this is how you build an abortion altar. When you're going to have an abortion at home, and thanks to the most pro-abortion president we ever had, Joe Biden, you can now buy abortion pills, apparently, very easily, where you used to have a prescription. Now you can just send away for them in the mail and get them. So she had her abortion pills. She proudly showed them and said, you put your abortion pills on the altar. Then you take a container that you're going to put your aborted fetus in, and you put it on the altar after you put the empty one before to bless the altar, and then you put a tarot card of some empress tarot card, I guess. She embodies empowerment of femininity. And then you get these incense and you cleanse the altar and you cleanse your body. and you make this a sacred place of worship. She didn't use the word worship, she said a sacred place of remembrance for this important abortion in your life. And when you get the fetus, you put it on there and you remember it. You have this ceremony, and you have sage or some other incense to cleanse it, and it's a place you can always go back to. And even if you find, do something else, you buried your remains or whatever, you can still go back to this altar and remember your abortion. It's sacred. She's calling abortion sacred. And I had made a video, you might remember, about the Church of Satan, how they have abortion rituals. When a girl has an abortion, they do these special prayers to Satan. And a lot of people think this is just kabuki theater, this is just weird, goofy. No, this is real. In the Old Testament, the pagans would sacrifice their babies to Baal, the idol Baal. They would kill their babies, sacrifice. Satan is always looking for children and babies to sacrifice to himself. Whether you put it under the name of Baal or some New Age altar, or the Aztecs, you're sacrificing these babies to Baal. And I submit to you, the demons are very angry at President Trump, because when President Trump came down that escalator, if you remember, I made a video about this and I quoted the news source. There was an ancient statue of Baal. They said it was like 5,000 years old in Syria. It's like a tourist attraction, and it collapsed. As President Trump was coming down the escalator, this statue of Baal collapsed. And it's no coincidence, in my humble opinion, when he appointed Judge Kavanaugh, remember how crazy the left went? They were like lunatics screaming, trying to break into the Supreme Court. If there were Republicans, they'd still be in jail, like the January 6th protesters. But no, because they were pro-abortion, there were no charges that day. These people were banging on the door trying to get to the justices. They were going nuts. They're screaming. Remember how ridiculous they were making those videos, just screaming? While those hearings were going on, the Smithsonian Washington Museum of Natural History had, I don't know if it was a replica or an artifact. I forget, I made the video a while ago. I'll see if I can get it to pop up if I get a chance. But they had a replica or the actual real thing of Baal, a statue of Baal. And they had it on display for people to see. Like sometimes they'll put statues out or something for free for people to see. And they had that statue of Baal in front of the Supreme Court during Kavanaugh's entire hearing. And because Donald Trump said what he meant and meant what he said when he said he was going to put pro-life judges in, we did something nobody thought was going to happen. The left didn't think it was going to happen. The right didn't think it was happening. And Donald Trump said it was going to happen. He said, matter of fact, in one of his debates, I'm going to put in 2, maybe 3 pro-life judges, and Roe v. Wade will be overturned. And by golly, it was overturned. And this is why this is going down. We battle not against flesh and blood. We battle against spiritual principalities in high places, the top of the DOJ, top of the White House. And they're coming at Trump. These demons are fierce. They're using men like they always do, evil men that have greedy and evil, corrupt intentions. The demons are using them to attack Trump. But if God is for you, who could be against you? We didn't think Roe v. Wade was overturned, and people don't think Donald Trump's going to be elected. But I guarantee you, I will bet my house, Donald Trump will be president in 2024. He will win, because I already see this backfiring. I have friends that were on the fence that said, I love Trump. I voted for him twice, but maybe it's time for a new face. Maybe we need DeSantis in there. New face. He's so polarizing. Now they're saying he's got to run. This is totally unfair what they're doing to him. This was the most stupid strategic move on the left, and God allowed it. God allowed these demons to attack Trump and his family, to go through Melania's bedroom and go through her closet, to break open his safe. This is unheard of in America. But God allowed this nonsense to happen, because I'm telling you, it's going to backfire. And Donald Trump will win in 2024. We might get 2 or 3 more pro-life judges. So take that, Satan. God bless and stay Catholic.